Mac's blood, but we had to wait a month for the results.
So he knew the whole time?
How else was I gonna get a sample of blood? I'd hire a vampire? I needed DNA from one of you, and Mac was available.
Good old Mac.
Mac really wanted the baby to be his.
Did you?
After I got over the shock, I started to realize that maybe this baby was a gift from God. We almost lost Maxie, and we did lose Barbara Jean. And then suddenly there was a life that was growing inside of me. And I thought, this baby really doesn't belong to anybody. It's just a miracle that happened, really. That's all.
Miracles need parents as much as any other kid.
Well, I'm a good mother. I've always wanted a bigger family. Granted, the circumstances weren't the greatest, but I'm prepared for that, and I've been just fine with Maxie. I don't want you to think that I came here asking for anything. In fact, I debated on coming at all. It's not like I expect you to do anything about this.
Do? As in, come home and be a daddy kind of do?
Yes. That kind of do.
So, why did you come?
Someone made me believe that you have certain rights.
Rights? Legal rights? Moral rights? What are we talking about here?
I don't know. Father's rights.
No, but you just said that you don't expect me to come home and be a father. As a matter of fact, the way you've presented this whole situation, my position here is rather incidental. I mean, what does that make me, really? The sperm donor?
That's really a horrible thing to say.
Well, what do you expect me to say? You said that you wanted to have a bigger family. You said that you feel as though that you've been a great solo mother to Maxie, right? You even talked to Mac before you confided in me.
Well, I explained that.
No, hold it. I understand. You had an excuse. The blood test. I know, you told me that. But you didn't even try to locate me. And when you did, you said that you debated as to whether you were even going to tell me or not.
Well, because I know how you feel about your work.
Oh, really? You know how I feel. So what you're saying is that I don't know myself. You know me better than I know myself. Well, I think that is just beautiful. Because I don't know how I feel. All I know is that I love you. And I love our daughter.
I know that. And I know that you would love this baby, too.
Well, then why are you assuming that I don't want to come back to Port Charles and be a permanent father and husband?
She is all yours, my friend.
What do you mean she's all mine?
You know exactly what I mean.
Oh.
She danced for you. Now she expects her reward.
Oh, okay. Well, how do I tell her that I appreciate her performance? I mean, I'm a doctor, you know, and I know every muscle in the human abdomen, and believe me, what you did defies anatomy. You know, I wish I could tell you something. I wish I could tell you how much that I truly appreciate your performance. To show my respect and esteem, and
There is only one thing she wants.
and I'd love to give it to you, but I can't. And I'm a married man. In my heart, I am married.
I don't think she intends to take no for an answer. We got problems.
The guys from the bazaar, are they looking for us?
This should get very interesting.
Hey.
Abdul!
It's her brother. Where's Frisco?
Abdul, Hala, it's Hala.
Shut up!
Let her go.
Easy time.
Let her go. You remember this? I want you to pretend that is your ugly face.
Nice shot.
Let her go. Who wants to be first?
Fatima! Where'd you ever learn to throw a knife like that?
I don't know. It's my first time.
I hope Tony remembers.
I wasn't assuming anything.
Of course you were. You assumed that you couldn't find me or locate me when you found out that you were pregnant. You assumed that I still had the same commitment to the WSB. You assumed that I would feel trapped because of the new baby. You assumed that I couldn't change even if I wanted to.
I don't want you to change.
What about what I want?
If you want to come home and be a full-time father, if that's honestly what you want, nothing would make me happier. But...
See? There you go again.
Why are you so angry?
I'm not angry. I'm frustrated.
Because you feel pressure, and that's exactly what I didn't want you to feel.
Pressure. Being confronted by a beautiful, blonde, pregnant, abandoned wife? What pressure?
You're right.
Of course I'm right.
Don't push your luck.
You want the truth.
Yes.
When I first saw you, I was ecstatic. But when I saw you were pregnant, my heart sank. And I hated myself for it.
Well, listen. When it first hit me, I didn't jump for joy either. In fact, I did a lot of crying. And I know it's probably because of hormones a little bit, but at the same time, I kept thinking about all the complications. But then I had time to get used to the idea.
And now?
I want this baby so bad. I lie in bed at night talking to it and making plans. And I think about how much I love Maxie. And I imagine how wonderful it's going to be to have two unique, wonderful children to love. And I thank God that I'm so lucky.
You see, you've had time to get used to the idea. Now, nature didn't make it 9 months until the bambino was born without a reason, right? So, you're a few months ahead of me.
I never thought of it like that.
You said before that I had rights. But as far as I'm concerned, I've forfeited a lot of rights when it comes to you and Maxie. And I made the choices to do that, and you were generous enough to let me make those choices. So let me make this one.
Just as long as you know that whatever you decide, I love you. And I'll make this baby understand. And this baby will love you too, just as Maxie loves you. There I go again. I'm assuming that there's no change.
How does Maxie feel about this?
Excited. Curious. Oh, she baked something for you. There's a magnet on the back. It's supposed to go in your refrigerator, which I don't see.
I'll put it on the dashboard of my Jeep.
You're her father, whether you're home or not. We love you.
That doesn't quite make it any easier.
I know. I'm sorry. It's not the company. I didn't get much sleep on the plane, and there was a 7-hour layover in Athens. And Tony insisted on climbing the Acropolis at dawn. Hey, do you think he's okay downstairs?
Oh, yeah. Rakeem's taking good care of him. Why don't you stretch out and get a nap, huh?
I didn't come all this way to fall asleep on you.
Well, I think that we've covered quite a bit so far. So why don't you take a little time and have some rest? Come on. Here. I'll make you a deal, okay? You sleep. I'll think.
Sounds like a plan.
Felicia. I want to thank you for coming. And being so generous and fair.
I love you.
Thank God.
Frisco.
You were exhausted, so I thought I'd let you sleep. Why don't I make us a little mint tea and you take your time and freshen up. And we'll sit and talk about this. And Maxie's okay with this.
Ecstatic. Although she's still struggling with the concept of having a new person growing inside of my stomach.